Hello everyone, I'm Benavision, and welcome back to part 3 of the historical collection. If I sound a little less energized than the other videos, it's because I just did the entire video, and then I looked to end the video, and I wasn't recording the entire time. So, this is the second time I'm going to be doing this, and I have to scroll all the way back up to the top, because that's where we begin. Where we begin is the year 1954 in the United States. And we're going to stay in the United States this episode is all United States. I think this is the first episode where everything, well, no, the first episode was the goggles. Second episode, we were not in the United States the entire time. And now we're back to the United States. A lot of my collection is from the United States. How many times can I say that? I don't know. But anyway, here is the first item. This entire video is going to be dedicated to blades and swords, spiky things, stabby things, things that would hurt if you hit someone with them. This is the first item. This is the first item. This is a US M4 bayonet. It is made in 1954. As you can see, it is really, really cool. It's all black, including the blade. It has a little bit of dirt on it, you can see. This is a long blade. How long is this blade? I want to know. Let's see. It's about 7 inches. So the blade is about 7 inches. And as you can see here, this is where you would put the bayonet, and this would be your I think this would be like a little part under the barrel, and then your barrel would be here. You're shooting. That's how a bayonet works. You can see the inner, let me back up. You can see the inner workings of it right there. That's where you would attach your rifle. Pretty cool, pretty awesome, pretty sick, pretty awesome. All right, we're moving on to a new era. We're going back in time this episode, because this is how it's going to work this episode. We're going back in time. Go back in time with me to 1941. We went from 1954 to 1941. World War II is still going on. You know, you're in the trenches, you're fighting Germans, and you're very dehydrated and you really want something to drink. Well, what better to drink than some Coca-Cola, you know? So, you're in the middle of the Battle of the Bulge, and your Coca-Cola is in the middle of an ice block for some reason, and you need to get to your bottle of Coke. What better than a Coca-Cola branded ice pick that says "Drink Coca-Cola"? Delicious and refreshing. You can't read the fine print, but it says regulated United States Patent Official. I did a little bit of digging on this to find out the exact date, but I did find it. It's 1941. And a little cool feature, after you ice pick your bottle out of the ice and you finally got your bottle of Coke, you can also open your bottle of Coke. You can see those two little nubs there on the little loop. That loop is a bottle opener, so you can also open your bottle. Pretty cool, pretty handy. I doubt anyone ever used these ever. Next item. We are going way back in time. We're going even further back. You thought that was old. You thought that was cool. Well, you haven't seen anything yet, bucko. Because this is a new item. Imagine it's 1907 and you're doing 1907 things, like enlisting in the army, because that's what everyone in 1907 was doing. What were people doing in 1907? They were doing what? Let's see. I'm literally, you can't see it, but I'm looking up U.S. history. You got the Oklahoma territory. Oklahoma got admitted into the Union, And to celebrate it, you join the army. And you're like, oh, I want to help people. I want to be cool. I'll join the army. This is before World War I. And, you know, they assign you to the hospital corps. And along with all the hospital stuff you get this. Let me put it all on screen for you. You get this. This is a 1907 pre-World War I M1904 Hospital Corps bolo knife. Now, if I took it out correctly, you could see this. This blade is curved, which I think is really cool. I like the style of this blade. I think it looks absolutely amazing. On the blade itself, it says SA 190. On the other side, it says, oh, on this side, it says United States 4,729. On the grip, you can flip it upside down and like right there, and you can read 15. I don't know if you'll be able to see it with my shitty camera, but there it is. There was only about one of these on the internet in existence, so I think this is the only video of someone holding this device, weapon, tool, whatever you'd like to call this, in the best condition it has ever been recorded on. Now, just because I said recorded doesn't mean that it doesn't exist on the internet. This does exist on the internet. The only other way I saw this device, this blade, was on this trading website where people trade old items and stuff. And some guy was trading this. However, his looked very beaten up, coagulated, rusted, and it looked like it went through the jungle. This one did not look like it went through the jungle. However, I have to give him credit. The one thing he has on me is a grip. You see, I have half of the grip right here, but if I flip it over and show the camera, you can see that the whole back of the grip is, as the historians call it, fucking missing. I don't know what happened, but history happened and the back got ripped off. You know, plus 120 years later, things tend to happen to things. Also, the butt of the grip is also, as you can see, like ripped off. Like it looked like it got chipped off. Probably some guy was using this thing and hit it on the table or something and it broke off, you know. And I want to talk about the sheath for a second. Let's put the knife down. Let's get to the sheath. The sheath was in horrendous condition. This is all actual leather, and it was in horrendous condition. It looked like I could do this to it, and the whole sheath would go and just turn into brittle. However, I redid the leather a little bit, and so as you can see, the leather looks a lot better from the original thing. There's like mold over here on it, and there's shit over here on it. It was like dirty and everything. And people say, you know, I see people talking in the historical side of the internet, and they're like, oh, you get something and it's ruined, just leave it in the condition that it's in. Don't try to refurbish it or anything like that. And I get what they mean. I'm not going to do a Theseus's ship and be like, oh, because the sheath looks a little dirty, I'm going to rip out all the leather and put a new leather sheath on. That's not what I mean. I'm going to keep all the original parts, but if I can make those original parts look better, that's what I'm going to do. All right? All right, so the leather looks better. This is all metal. This is also metal. This is metal. However, something I saw cool was that you can detach this little like two bar part on this part, and I don't know how they did it, but they did do it. It's all metal and it doesn't bend. I don't know how they did it, but they did. And this can extend up to here. Pretty cool, but I don't know how they did it. So, and no one alive in 1907 is around right now to tell me. So, this is the only recorded version of this thing going back in the sheath. Pretty cool, right? All right. So, we've been in 1954. We've been in 1941. We've even been in 1907. You must think, oh, what? Do you have something from 1946? Something from 1906 or 1905 that you're going to be like, oh, it's technically older. It's technically older, so it goes next. No. Fuck you. The next thing on the list, all right, don't shit your pants on this one. Don't piss your pants, don't shit your pants. Don't start crying. Tears of joy by seeing this. Don't start to get all like flustered with me or whatever. This is the next item, and you can already see the top of it because of how big it is. This is also very rare. I only saw one of these in existence on the internet. The one existing on the internet right now, as I'm speaking, is coagulated and rusted, and it looks like you threw it into the ocean and let it sit there since when it was made. This is, and I'm going to bring it all into frame as I say this, this is a rare model 1840 United States Engineer Officer's sword from the Army, obviously. And it even says what company made it. It's by N.P. Ames Springfield. This sword, I'm going to break it down for you. This sword, and you're gonna really think this is cool, because I think it's really cool too. Let me unsheath it. This is going to be the only recorded footage of someone unsheathing this sword, and the only audio of this sword ever unsheathing. Ready? All right, it's unsheathed. Don't crap your pants, like I said. Now, you're not gonna tell by the look of it at the camera, but I don't know if you could see that. Can you tell what that is? Do you know what that is? Do you? Do you? Do you? No, you don't. Count the sides, buddy. Count the sides. There's one side there. Oh, there's another side there. But wait, if there's two sides, then what's this side? This is a three-sided sword. That means none of these sides are sharp. None of these sides will hurt me in any way, shape, or form. I can rub my finger all the way up and down this sword if I wanted to. I could run it across my arm, and nothing will happen to me. But this is a three-sided sword. In fact, that if I were to stab you along my blade, you would get a triangular wound. You ever heard the meme of the three ruffians that break into my house, and he defends himself as the founding fathers intended, and then he fixes his triangular bayonet to the end of his Kentucky rifle, and he charges them and makes a triangular bayonet wound that's impossible to stitch up? That's what this is. This is your triangular-sided, three-sided blade. Alright, it's not a bayonet, but it's a sword, and it looks really fucking cool. Let's get to the sheath in a moment. I'll tell you about the actual blade itself. This blade... Ow, my knee! This blade... this blade, it has a scroll on it, really cool. You can't really tell by, i.e. my shitty camera, but I'm going to try and show you the best I can. You can see along the sides of every side of the blade, they have a floral pattern. It's etched on a floral pattern on the blade. It's really cool, really awesome. This is gilded brass hilt with a grip design, and I haven't shown you the grip yet. Let me get close for you here. See that grip? It's a very weird design, isn't it, buddy? I'll tell you what it is. You see what this is right here? That is the coil of a rattlesnake. Your grip is a fucking rattlesnake. How fucking cool is that? You can even see the head of the snake right here. Don't know if the camera will be able to pick him up. Right there. That's the head of the snake right on the tip of my finger. There he is. Something also really cool. This goes down, so it protects your thumb. You got this protecting you, Sword goes down, tries to cut you, won't happen to your thumb. You'll be fine. You'll be holding on. You're good. It has itself the rattlesnake design. On the counter guard, which is what this is right here. Let me get close again. Focus in a little bit, buddy. There we go. This right here is a castle. This castle is the Corps of Engineer castle. You can't really count how many stars there are, but take it for granted from me. There are 26 stars. Telling you how many states were there during the making of this sword. With that, and then a large star on the other side. It's there. And then a plain folding guard. Let me flip it over. It's plain. Wow, really cool. That's what this is. It is an 1840 U.S. engineer officer's sword, which is really cool. This is leather, and you can tell that the leather is, I'll put it lightly, aged, but for the condition it's in, and for it being from 1840, I'll tell you it is in pretty good condition for leather from 1840. So, with that being said, let me put it back in the sheath, but I have a little treat for you also with the sheath. All right, let's take a look at the sheath now. This sheath has almost no leather on it. Let me put the sword down. You may say to me, Ben, what crack are you smoking? There's no leather on this sheath. Well, that's where you're wrong. First of all, you can see right here, it's a shield. It's an American shield, which I find really cool. I always think of like the first design of Captain America in that first movie, where he has that shield. It's not the circle shield. It's this shield right here, which I find really cool. On the online version of the one that guy sold, by the way, that sword sold for about $10,000. So take that for granted. This is worth around $10,000 here. This is brass. This part is brass. Let me show you that up close so you can see that. Very cool. Very gnarly. Very cool. It's a little bent here now I'm looking at it. Very weird. On the online version, this whole part right here was leather. You could tell that this part was leather. But my version does not have that. It has, you can see kind of the remnants of leather there. And vice versa right here, you can kind of see the remnants of leather there. But other than that, there's no leather on this whatsoever. So, take that as you will. The sheath looks better on his. The sword and everything else looks better on mine. So, with that being said, something also really cool about this sword, being a triangular sword, there's one side that is thicker than the other two. You can clearly see it's that one. It's like an arrow pointing up, actually. So this is the only audio and video of someone resheathing, just sheathing the sword, actually. Pretty cool, pretty awesome, pretty neat. If you liked this video, and you liked all the blades and swords and other pokey things I showed you in this video, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. I know the video quality is dog shit, but that is what I'm working with. Take it or leave it. Leave a comment, share, subscribe. Please share it. I like people seeing my stuff. If you would like to see more of this, leave a comment, subscribe. A lot of people from a lot of different historical videos are seeing this. I see that a lot of you are getting this. Please subscribe. I will share way more. I have way more stuff to show you, and you will see it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.